Cruise news, major insurance rule change, and new price updates. If you're planning a cruise in the next year, listen up. The cruise industry just shifted beneath your feet, and most passengers have no idea what's coming. Travel insurance coverage is changing. Prices are climbing in ways you won't see until you try to book, and some of the rules that protected your vacation just got quietly rewritten. In this video, we're breaking down 9 major updates that could cost you hundreds or save you thousands if you know what to do. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or booking your first trip, these changes matter. Let's dive in. Number 1. Travel insurance is tightening coverage on pre-existing conditions. Insurance providers are now implementing stricter definitions of what qualifies as a pre-existing condition. In 2024, most major insurers extended the pre-existing condition look-back period from 90 days to 180 days. That means if you have any medical condition treated within the last 6 months, it may not be covered unless you purchase insurance within 14 days of your initial cruise deposit. Many policies now require a doctor's clearance letter stating your condition is stable before they'll honor claims. One cruiser had a claim denied because her arthritis medication dosage changed 3 weeks before her cruise. The insurer refused to pay the $4,200 cancellation fee. Here's what to do. If you have pre-existing medical conditions, purchase travel insurance immediately when you book your cruise. Read the fine print and ask your agent specifically what's covered. Get written confirmation from your doctor that your condition is stable. Consider upgrading to a comprehensive policy for an extra $80 to $150. That investment could save you thousands. Number 2, cruise lines are now charging cancellation fees on deposits themselves. This is a big one, and it caught a lot of people off guard. Historically, if you canceled a cruise, you'd lose your deposit. That was the downside. But the deposit itself stayed relatively low as a percentage of your total booking. Not anymore. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Disney are restructuring their cancellation policies with new tiered deposit systems. Here's how it works now. When you book, your initial deposit is higher, typically 15 to 25% of the cruise cost instead of the old 10 to 15%. But if you cancel within 75 days of departure, you lose the entire deposit plus an additional cancellation fee of $50 to $200 depending on your cruise line. On a $3,000 cruise for 2 people, that's potentially a $500 to $900 swing compared to last year's structure. Norwegian Cruise Line went even further. They introduced what they call a modification fee of $75 if you change your sailing date more than once. So if you book, change your date, then change it again, that's $150 just in fees before anything else happens. What this means for you is simple. Think carefully before you book. Once your deposit clears, every change or cancellation gets more expensive. The smart move? Budget for a higher upfront deposit when planning your cruise and lock in your dates as firmly as possible. If you're uncertain about your schedule, wait to book until you know for sure, and absolutely buy that travel insurance immediately because it becomes even more critical now. Number 3, onboard beverage packages are increasing by 15 to 22%. Your drink package just got more expensive. Carnival's premium beverage package jumped from $75 per person per day to $88. Royal Caribbean's deluxe package went from $82 to $99 per day. Disney increased theirs by $12 per day. On a 7-day cruise for 2 passengers, you're looking at an extra $140 to $210 just to maintain the same drink plan you paid for last year. Cruise lines claim increased costs for premium spirits and expanded bar options. But here's the reality. These packages now include more non-alcoholic premium options, and they're using that to justify the increase. If you're an alcoholic beverage drinker, you're paying more for essentially the same product. If you haven't booked yet, factor this into your budget. A 7-day cruise could now run $600 to $1,400 more than 2023. If you have booked, find workarounds. Order drinks individually at specialty venues instead of using your package. Split packages among your group, or skip the package and budget cash for drinks instead. Number 4, resort fees have become mandatory and non-negotiable. This stings. For the first time, major cruise lines are now including resort fees as a built-in, non-removable charge on all new bookings. Previously, you could at least see these fees separate and make a conscious choice. Now they're bundled into the base price. Carnival's resort fee is now $18 per person per day, applied automatically. Royal Caribbean's added $14.95 per person per day to all new bookings. That's not listed as a separate line item anymore. It's absorbed into what they call your cruise fare. On a family of 4 taking a 7-day cruise, that's an additional $504 to $630 before taxes. The frustrating part? This isn't new money for anything. You're getting the same internet, the same room service, the same amenities as before. Cruise lines are simply rebranding what used to be transparent as part of the package price. Why? Because when you see the advertised price of $599 for a cruise, you don't see that $504 in fees until checkout. By then, you're emotionally invested in the booking. When you break out a resort fee as a separate line item, some people abandon their booking. Hidden in the total, they complete the purchase. Here's how to protect yourself. When comparing cruise prices, always calculate the true all-in cost. Base fare plus resort fees plus taxes. Don't compare just the advertised price. Use a calculator to figure out the real per-day cost. A $599 cruise that actually costs $750 all in is very different from a $650 cruise that costs $680 all in. Shop across multiple cruise lines because resort fee structures vary widely. And call the cruise line directly before booking to ask about any upcoming promotions that might reduce resort fees. They sometimes run special offers you won't see advertised online. Number 5. Insurance exclusions are expanding for weather-related cancellations. Travel insurance used to cover weather-related cancellations broadly. If your port was hit by a hurricane, if rough seas forced rerouting, if a storm delayed departure, you had coverage. Now insurance companies are tightening the definition. Most policies now require that the weather event be officially declared as a natural disaster by local authorities before it qualifies for coverage. General rough seas don't count anymore. A hurricane warning that resulted in a reroute but no actual impact? Not eligible. One passenger canceled when a hurricane warning was issued. The weather didn't hit hard and the port reopened. Insurance denied her $2,800 claim because the port wasn't officially closed at cancellation time. Additionally, insurers now implement a 48-hour rule. If weather shows problems more than 48 hours out, many won't cover cancellations based on predictions. Only actual current weather impacts qualify. Read your specific policy's weather clause carefully. Ask your agent for the exact definition of covered weather events. Some insurers offer broader weather coverage. And understand that if your cruise gets rerouted due to weather, that's generally not grounds for cancellation reimbursement. Number 6. Deposit payment deadlines are accelerating. Cruise lines just tightened the timeline on when deposits must hit their accounts, and they're not being flexible about it. Used to be, you had 60 to 75 days from booking to pay your deposit. Now most cruise lines require deposits within 3 to 7 days of booking. Miss that window and your booking is automatically canceled with no reimbursement. Royal Caribbean's new policy states that if you don't pay your deposit within 7 days of booking, your reservation is released back to availability. Carnival requires payment within 5 days. Disney gives you 10 days, but charges a $50 late fee if you pay after 7 days. This creates a real problem for people who like to book cruises during sales and pay later. It also puts pressure on travel agents, who have to chase down clients immediately to process payments. The frustration level among cruisers is high because this feels sudden, even though the cruise lines argue it helps them manage inventory better. Here's what you're dealing with. When you book a cruise, you have a very small window to submit payment. If you're booking as a couple or family, communicate immediately with everyone involved so you can move fast. Don't assume you have weeks like you used to. Set a calendar reminder for day 2 of booking to ensure your payment is processed. If you use a travel agent, tell them up front that you understand the tight timeline and you'll be ready to fund the booking within their deadline. And if you're thinking about booking during a sale to pay later, skip that plan. You won't have time. Book and pay together, or don't book at all. Number 7, senior and children discounts are being quietly eliminated. This is critical if you're a multi-generational cruise family. For decades, cruise lines offered built-in discounts for passengers over 55 and for children sailing with adults. These discounts were automatic and meaningful. Now cruise lines are phasing them out in favor of personalized pricing, which means no guaranteed discount. Instead, prices are based on demand, booking date, and booking history. One 62-year-old seasoned cruiser paid the same per-person rate as her 35-year-old daughter on a recent cruise, whereas historically she would have paid 15 to 20% less. This particularly impacts families where grandparents want to take grandkids on cruises. Discounts are harder to find and less generous. What you should do is ask for senior or children's rates explicitly when booking. Travel agents often have access to better rate codes than the general website. If you're booking multi-generational cruises, use a travel agent. They might unlock rates the website won't show. Compare prices across different cabin types and cruise lines. Number 8, documentation requirements just got stricter for international sailings. Here's something affecting anyone sailing to Canada, the Caribbean, Mexico, or anywhere outside U.S. coastal waters. Cruise lines are now enforcing stricter real-time validation of all travel documents. This wasn't the case before. Previously, cruise lines would check your passport or documents at boarding and flag issues then. Now they're validating everything through government databases up to 72 hours before departure. If your passport expires within 6 months of your cruise date, you're getting automatically denied. If your visa requires more than 3 weeks to process for your destination, you're automatically ineligible. One passenger showed up to board with a passport valid for 5 more months. It should have been fine, but the cruise line system flagged it as too close to expiration and denied boarding. She lost her entire cruise fare. This is serious. Here's what to protect yourself. Check your passport's expiration date immediately. If it expires within 6 months of any international cruise, renew it now. Processing times are sometimes 8 to 12 weeks. Check visa requirements for every port on your itinerary at least 2 months before departure. Run your documents through the cruise line's pre-check portal 90 days before your cruise, not 1 week before. If the system flags anything, you have time to fix it. And get copies of all important documents, passport photo pages, visas, travel insurance documents, and store them separately from originals. If something goes wrong, these copies help you move fast. Number 9. Price lock guarantees are becoming extremely limited. The final update is maybe the most subtle, but affects how you should book going forward. Cruise lines used to offer price protection that lasted the entire booking period. Lock in a price when you book, and if the fare dropped, you were safe. You weren't buying the drop, but you weren't penalized either. Now, most cruise lines limit price protection to 30 to 45 days from booking. After that window, if the price drops, you can't claim the lower rate. Worse, if the price increases, you're held to your original rate, but can't modify anything without paying modification fees. Royal Caribbean eliminated price protection entirely for bookings more than 90 days out. They call it flexible pricing. What it really means is the risk is entirely on you. If you book a 7-day cruise for $2,000 6 months out, and the price drops to $1,400 2 weeks before departure, you're locked into $2,000. This fundamentally changes how you should think about booking strategy. You can't book far in advance and feel secure anymore. The sweet spot now is booking 60 to 75 days out, when you have enough advanced planning time, but still have price flexibility. And pay close attention to when price drops typically happen on your cruise line. Carnival tends to drop prices 3 to 4 weeks before departure. Royal Caribbean drops prices 45 to 60 days out. Disney is all over the place. Understanding these patterns helps you time your booking better. And if you want to book early because your schedule demands it, expect that you might pay more than people who wait. Build that into your expectations. So there you have it. 9 major changes that quietly reshape how cruising works in 2024 and beyond. Higher deposits, tighter cancellation windows, more expensive add-ons, strict documentation, and less price flexibility. The cruise industry is tightening systems across the board, but knowing these changes means you can plan smarter, book strategically, and avoid the expensive mistakes that catch uninformed cruisers off guard. If this helped you understand what's changing in cruise travel, hit like, subscribe so you stay ahead of the curve on all the latest cruise updates, and comment which change surprised you the most. Cruise smart.